Whew, I thought we were gonna be late.
Me too. This school is huge.
It's gonna take some getting used to, that's for sure.
New school, new classes, new friends. We've been invited to the School of Jesus. It's the most elite school around here.
Do you know what it feels like to be at a new school?
This one is big, and there are crowds of people everywhere.
You see, we heard about this man named Jesus. He performed miracles.
He healed sick people.
He told stories and riddles that are kind of hard to understand, but we want to follow him.
Teachers here invite their best students to follow them. I'm hoping this teacher wants us to follow them.
I know me too.
Then we can do what Jesus did and maybe more.
We are one step closer because we got invited to this school.
Can you imagine watching a teacher heal people up close? I've never met anyone like Jesus, but being at this school already makes me so excited. I can't wait to follow him. I can't wait to live like he did.
Yeah, but school can be hard. What happens if I don't pass the classes?
Or the tests.
Tests? I forgot about the tests. Maybe I'm not good enough for this.
No. We are staying. We've got to stay. Look, the teacher's coming through the door right now.
Good morning, class. I'm Miss Samara, and welcome to the School of Jesus. How are we feeling?
I'm a little nervous. There's so many people here. Are you sure I'm supposed to be here?
Yes, you are all super special, and you've been chosen by Jesus. You've been asked to follow him. The School of Jesus is for the best students in the region, and you were invited. We have a lot to learn in these next few weeks. I've studied the life of Jesus. I've learned from him, and I'm going to teach you everything that I know. So go ahead, take out your books, something to write with, because school is now in session.
Notebooks? Check.
Pens? Check.
Pencils? Check. I guess this is really happening.
Open your books to page 97. Here we will begin our journey. We call this section Meet the Teacher. Jesus is about to give a really big teaching, but he does a few things before he starts. Can someone please read today's passage?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Matthew 5:1-2 says, "When he saw the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to teach them, saying."
In this class, we're going to pay attention to the words in the story and see what's happening. Can someone else read that again? And this time, we're going to highlight the places that tell a part of the story. We're looking for things like who the story is talking about, where the person is, and what they're doing, and why.
Oh, I got it. I could do it this time. Okay, Matthew 5 verses 1 and 2 says this. When he saw the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came with him. Then he began to teach them.
Okay, so who are we talking about in this story?
Jesus.
The next question is for your classmates. Where was Jesus? On a mountain, that is right. Who does he see and who is he with?
He saw a crowd of people, and he was with his disciples. I bet I can answer the next question.
No.
You're
I
gonna
got
ask
it.
what he was doing, yeah.
But I got it. He was about to teach them, just like you're teaching us now.
Yes, and yes. Great job, class. You were some really smart students. Jesus was about to teach because he is a teacher. He was about to meet some students for the very first time, just like I'm just now meeting you.
Do you think they were nervous?
They probably were excited to hear whatever he had to say. They were ready to learn, just like we are. Right, Miss Samara?
Jesus could be pretty convincing. He knew things that could help a lot of people. When everyone was doing bad things that made God upset, Jesus came to fix and help that. He came to teach us how to be better and how to follow him. We're going to learn all of those things in the School of Jesus. And when you graduate from here, you will be prepared to live like Jesus did. He is the best teacher. He shows us that with his words, and he showed that with his life. If there is just something from today that I would want you to remember, it would be this. Jesus is the best teacher. Go ahead and write that down.
Jesus is the best teacher.
Before we can move on to the teachings of Jesus, I want you to know just who he is, what he was like, and what he did for you. Bree, I know you're nervous about the School of Jesus, but I promise it will all be so worth it.
I'm nervous that it might be too hard. I already said yes to following Jesus. Shouldn't that be enough to kind of just graduate already?
Choosing to follow Jesus isn't just a one-time thing, just like coming to school isn't just a one-time thing. To learn, you have to come every single day. We have to choose Jesus every day too. And that isn't always easy.
Like when we get mad and want to scream mean things, or when we don't want to help someone even though we know we should.
Yes, sometimes following Jesus is actually really hard, but Jesus did something for us that was even harder than anything we will do for him. He died for us so that we could be close to God again. He carried a big and heavy cross on his back for miles and miles and miles, the same cross that people would nail him on. It was heavy and he was tired, but he did it for us. He told God that he would do it for us even when it was hard, and even though it got harder, he kept saying yes. And that's what it's like to follow him. Sometimes it's gonna be hard. It's not always easy. Sometimes we might even want to give up. We're gonna wanna do other things and it might not always be fun. But following Jesus is the best reward and it's the best choice you'll ever make.
Oh man, you're right. Jesus did the hardest thing for us.
He really did, and I don't even know how to thank him enough for it. The least I could do is try hard things, right?
Here we have a school motto for when things feel hard. It helps remind us that Jesus did really hard things too. We read Matthew 16:24, and at the very end we say, do what Jesus did. Would you like to try? We know that following Jesus can be tough. And some of his classes that he's gonna be teaching us, some of his teachings will feel really hard, but we're in this together. Jesus is the best teacher, and we can follow his example. So stand up on your feet and let's say it together.
Matthew 6:24. Then Jesus said to the disciples, if anyone wants to follow after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. Do what Jesus did.
So this is your homework assignment for this week. I want you to think, meet the teacher. Because we're talking all about Jesus and how he's a teacher. So one of the ways that you can get to know him more as a teacher is I want you to read Matthew 1 through 4. So that means chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's only 4 of them, not that many. So this week I want you to read those chapters, and next week we're going to talk about it. It's important that we get to know our teacher. Before we dive into all the other lessons, I want you to know just who Jesus is.
Oh, this is so exciting. First homework assignment in the school of Jesus.
All right, well, there's the bell. That's all we have for today. I'll see you soon. Class dismissed.